Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. It is Wednesday. You know what I don't understand about my phone? If I want my phone to come on and I press my thumb at the place where you're supposed to press your thumb and it reads your prints and open it, and I press it about 9 times. If I just want to touch and see the first screen that gives me the date, I touch it at an angle, any angle, and it opens the thing like that. I don't know. I think my phone, I think my phone is a woman. It has very feminine behavior. Don't take that as a sexist remark. You all know women can be little contrary and provokish. Anyway, it is 9 o'clock, Wednesday, 4th of April, and I wanted to give you, I want to give you this. Why are you calling them? Racing to Pelcher Waste. I'm pausing it for a second. I want to ask you all this. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to tell others when they come onto the show. And I want this to reverberate very clearly. Even if trolls or sycophants come onto the thread and attack me or the party or the policies, and they try to troll the post, I want to ask you to ignore it, because right after the video, we remove those comments. So when we remove those comments and we have comments of you answering those people, it looks foolish. So if you see somebody just here to wile up themselves and troll the post, ignore them. Their moment in the sun will be short-lived. Let's continue. By the Orinoco mouth, one place I'm talking about. We have the goods and the bad. Where? Half the country mad. Talking about TDO. Papayo. That's the way we flow. Shots will fire. Waves will melt when we hear a soca. Share the video. Come by playing with a lie. Oh, and about the Coast Guard AC. This ain't no mama guy. But now this is the freest free. Fire. So come on down, join the Lego. This is lawless and Trinity. So bend back and start the bomb. All we is one family. Have the goods and the bad. Welcome to Trinidad. Where? Have the country mad. Mad, I tell you. That's the way we flow. Shots will fire. Waves will melt when we hear a soca. So, friends and death in his partners. Yeah, we own reality. Down here, 1 and 1 could be 11. That's the culture you see. Take that. Hold on for the ride of your life. Who knows what's around the bend? And if you're feeling some hesitation, rum. Hey, I tell you, I love that line. Shyness and rum is friend. Share it up, share it up, share it up, share it up. Share the video. Tell everybody, come inside. They just get vexed for a little shit and they say they didn't know. Welcome to the place where the people obsessed with race. Black man, Chinese, white man, Indian, racing to bell the ways. Tell them. An island down in the south by the Orinoco mouth with funk and fire, doom desire. Which place are talking about? Talking about Trinidad. Half the country mad. Talking about TTO. Bacchanal. That's the way we flow. Shots will fire. Waves will melt when we hear a soca. So raise your hand but never surrender. Raise your hand but never surrender. Put up your hand but never surrender. That is Trinidad. Raise your hand but never surrender. Raise your hand but never surrender. Raise your hand but never surrender. All we love is bad. Raise your hand but never surrender. Raise your hand but never surrender. Raise your hand but never surrender.
mía y tú estés al lado mío y tengas real, yo no te conozca y tengo una pistola te voy a matar porque voy a quitar todo para la cuña mío.
I have videos in Spanish, a Venezuelan video, and it's on my wall. So if you've not seen it, find it now on my wall. And it's telling you what the people of Venezuela is going through to survive. And I want you to put that idea together with the fact that Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. So if a government wants to screw your country, the value of your country doesn't matter. All the talk you hear about Venezuela, all them little Veni girls you see working in bar and restaurant in town, all the people you hear coming across Cedrus, all them Veni boys that willing to do anything, them out working Spranger and Piper for work. They can't talk English and they're doing all the work, anything you want. I want you to contrast and compare that with the fact that Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world. More than Dubai, more than Iraq, more than United Arab Emirates, more than Saudi Arabia, more than Russia, more than China, more than America, and of course more than this little dot. Venezuela, far and away, has the largest oil reserves in the world. Venezuelan women are in Trinidad. They can't speak English, but they know how to type in the phone. If you talk to them, I'm charging in English, we're charging. And they could negotiate sex with you. Those people, when you get to know them, if you push past and talk to them, they are civil engineers, structural engineers, pharmacists, medical interns. They are brilliant, bright, educated young people who were starving in Venezuela, who deviant, disgusting Trinidadians offer them a hand up. Work on your back. Because the fastest thing to sell in Trinidad and Tobago is sex. Our national culture is sex. Machel Montano and everybody else in soca, what they're singing is sex. Tribe and Poison and all these bands, what they're doing is selling sex. So we've gone to the next level. We're importing blonde hair and blue eyes. Trini's liking themselves. They're liking themselves now. Trini girls can't coast anymore. You can't be too stush. Because Venice offering it for a price. Fellas working it out. 2 dinner, movie town, and plenty old talk, gas up and down, or negotiate up front. Punky selling by the pound on Arapita Avenue tonight. And I have had the experience on a second occasion. Now, if I say this, Dave Lux will come and say, but I want you to know, I really cannot believe how easily it is, because it always catches me off guard. So I'm not talking to anybody with a Venezuelan accent anymore, or a Spanish accent, but I want you to see, and you need to understand that those people have gotten to the point. On this video, this guy is saying he'll kill for his family. He out there working 24 hours a day. He's doing anything for money. This is a man that had a good job before he lost everything. And all he have now is a little space for his daughter. He's sleeping on the ground. And he will do anything to feed that child. Because that is the drive. That is the drive to survive. Mind your child. And man will kill. And woman will do anything. Because you have to survive. Venezuela has been reduced to failed nation status. And is exchanging anything you want. Guns, drugs, punky, man buying girls. A fella marry a 13-year-old girl in Trinidad. I mean, it gone mad. You could literally buy women now by the pound in Trinidad. Because Venezuela collapsed. What Trinidadians not understanding is that Donald Trump yesterday, you see it in our news. This is not news for us until you bounce it up in the embassy. Donald Trump has escalated his immigration policy. And for people coming out of the Caribbean, read #1 ISIS training, Islamic fundamentalist terrorism training in the Western world, Trinidad and Tobago. 5 years of social media. They want to see your last 5 years of social media. And them are investigating what your friends seeing on your page, you know. Once you make that information available, I want you to understand this. Everything that you've ever typed into social media, every search that you've ever searched on Google, every post, every porn video that you've ever downloaded, masturbated, deleted, cleared your browsing history, deleted your cache, all of that still exists. Still exists. And all of the servers that you've accessed for information, all of that information will be put together and they will come up with a snapshot, a profile of you if they want you in their country. Because they could tell by your browsing habits, your tendencies, and they will know if they want you in their country. This is what Cambridge Analytica and Aggregate IQ sold Kamala, you know. If you don't know, anything you ever did, anything you ever said, any download you ever downloaded, any pop-up that ever popped up and then you left it, all of that will create, using algorithms, a profile of you. A profile of you. Anthony Senanan said he lucky in Canada before they check his porn history. Yeah, Dave Lux, don't apply for no visa. Seriously. The reason for me telling you this is that the wall that Trump wants to build already exists. ICE in America, and all of you who know any Chinese who in the United States illegally, you would know that they've gone dark. They've gone dark. And they've gone deep. And they've broken and unplugged. Because they don't want to be found. And they've broken all ties with Trinidad and Tobago. Social media especially. And they've gone dark because ICE is following them on social media. This is what is happening. So if you feel, and the reason for me giving you all of that as a lead up, if you feel that when the grocery shelves collapse in Trinidad and Tobago and empty, when you hear bacchanal, looting, violence, and you tell family, chop chop, grab the bags, we're heading to Piarco. And you get to Piarco to find out that your visa, multiple indefinite, bro, you're seeing her. You're on a list. Your name was flagged. And by extension, your entire family. Because we don't want your daughter in America getting pregnant for an American, making an American baby, and sponsoring you. The people get serious. Donald Trump said, our immigration, he said this to the media, our immigration policies are a joke. and that he's serious that it's changing now. And again, unless you need to escape to America, this is not your concern. But all them country we bust style on, when was ham and jam in Trinidad and Tobago, them waiting. Them waiting. Guyana waiting, you know. We laugh at Guyana. Remember, we really laugh at Guyana. Guyanese in Trinidad and Tobago used to get treated as the lowest form of life. Cockroach was above Guyanese. We had special joke for Guyanese. We still making KFC memes, KCF. Laughing at them, laugh. But the cost of living in Guyana, the standard of living, has improved dramatically. Guyana is running out of building material because middle-class gated communities are being built by the mile. Guyana, in 5 years, will be what Trinidad could have been. Because Guyana don't just have oil. Guyana have a lot of other things. We just have oil and gas. They have a lot of other things. Trinidad could fit in Guyana about 5,000 times. So Guyana could feed itself. Guyana's population is half of Trinidad. When you buy land in Guyana, you buy it by 20,000 acres. Guyana have gold, diamond, silver, lumber, fertile land for growing food. Guyana sitting pretty. And now that Guyana find oil, Guyana is going to get all of those contracts that America doesn't want to give Maduro. And this little stunting jackass of a prime minister we had that went over there to whine on Maduro bumsy, get America vexed. And they will deal with Guyana and they'll deal with us. Because our prime minister is an asshole. Internationally, he's known as a jackass. Nobody in the world respects Trinidad and Tobago right now. Our last prime minister was a drunk. Our current prime minister is an asshole. And they want to know because they have Trump. They have Trump and WOES. Because at least they're jackass, successful in life. Whatever you want to say. However you want to paint him, he is a success in life. If he never ran for president, all those things that people saying about him now, they would not say. He'd have just been Mr. Trump. And every woman in the world would have been lining up to have him grab her pussy. So she could get some money and say, Trump grabbed me right there, I reach a GT. But we'll stick a pin. Even without being prime minister, Keith Rowley has always been an asshole. Jackass extraordinaire. And it is only because he is lucky to be in Trinidad and Tobago that he get away with Cleaver Heights and land it. Stick up in there. Got he big child. Farris and the crew that lie for Maxi Coffee had experience doing that lie for Rowley for elections 2015. Stick another pin. And if Farris and the crew wasn't dealing with this bungling jackass Rodney Charles, the member of parliament for Naparima, who is Naparima Rio Claro, who parachute himself into the government, into the parliament, because he set the UNC up to fail. Kamala with her drunken ass, a week before the elections, it dawned on her that Rudal Monilal, I give you all this information as an aside, but you need to know so you stop taking chain up from shit's fakes. When Kamala realized that her number two, Rudal Monilal, was stacking the parliament with Rudal loyalists, is when you see a week before election, the UNC had 3 months lead to screen and organize and begin to campaign. 1 week before the election, do you know nomination day, Timothy Hamill-Smith getting called from UNC, willing to offer him anything, run for Diego Martin Central. Anything. Mayaro had 3 candidates nomination day. That, if it wasn't for Rodney Charles, PNM could have given it anything. You had a jackass, Rodney Charles, and his stunt double, Vasant Bharat down in town dressing up like train engineers to make Rowley look like an ass and making himself look like asses too, and the entire population wondering, how did we end up at a jackass race? How does this nation have as its only choices a drunk and an asshole? How? How did that happen? How did it come to there? A fellow named Gregory Lal Bihari, based in Florida, he done bust out, talking to a fellow named Derek Noons and telling him he will, what? He will support the change in Trinidad, but not me and not the PEP. No problem. You're well within your rights. But when you're going to start, friend, when you're going to start, you see, and it's easy to sit down and pelt stone at me. Because what I doing here, I outside here, all three of my names, and I doing this work. So it's easy for the whole jackass clan, and next woman named Navita Ramdas, attack me on the same thread. And I bring this information to you all so you understand. When you go on her wall, we stand strong, and her whole page yellow. So that means all of the jackassery that Kamala didn't affect her sycophancy, and her role in the conversation is to just attack me because the PEP damaging the UNC. And my little youth members in the PEP trying to have conversations with these stunting jackasses. And I tell them, Rohan San and Anne-Marie Misty Autumn Day and Dave Lux and them, pick your battles, Ann Jones, pick your battles. Not every jackass could be saved. And if they are attacking you or attacking me because they are diehard PNM or UNC, let them drown. Leave them in the shit. Because at the end of the day, there were people in Venezuela, you know. There were people in Venezuela. Hitler, the Hitler in history, won an election in Germany, you know. Hitler won 2 elections. Hitler ran for election as what was their version of prime minister, and then he ran for elections for what is their version of president. He won both. He made himself a new thing, the Führer. He created a new office. He merged the both. This is what Manning tried to do. Manning tried to do this in Trinidad and Tobago. This was Manning's plan. To make himself an executive president and answerable to no one above the law. Well, now his handlers would be happy because they could do what they want. This is a country where tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, Brian Stone is going to be served again. Now I want Rolf Balgobin to hear me. Rolf Balgobin. If Brian Stone is served tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, tomorrow evening at 8 o'clock, I will be telling the nation who Aditya Dionarine was. I will hopefully have Aditya Dionarine on the phone live. Rolf Balgobin, it is time for you to accept responsibility for your indecent and disgusting actions. Stop hiding behind taxpayers' funds in Angostura. Stop hiding behind the court and this lax defamation statute and step down. Rolf Balgobin, if Brian Stone, because Brian Stone is going to be served again tomorrow for standing up for decency in Trinidad and Tobago, and while he may be a UNC, he still has a right to speak. There is a saying that I want it tattooed on my body. I may not agree with what you say, but I will fight to the death for your right to say it. Speaking as somebody who is being dragged through the courts to silence me right now, I want to tell you, while there are no champions in the wings for me, this is my fight. But Rolf Balgobin, Asha Javid, knows the Aditya Dionarine story. You see, Aditya Dionarine is my sister best friend. So I have this information long time, brother. And I have it that I could drop it hot. So I want you to rethink Rolf Balgobin. And I want anybody who is Rolf Balgobin's friend on Facebook, cut and clip and send what I just said, complete with name, Asha Javid and Aditya Dionarine. Because Rolf Balgobin can't get away. Can't get away now. Or they've gone too far. And using the courts to sue and shut up Brian Stone, Fixing TNT, and Diane Mahabir Wyatt for asking questions, having Camille Robinson Regis come and tell the media that what is going on with jackass Rumpaman Daryl Smith molesting people in state office using treasury funds to silence them. Camille, you're a mad jackass. You ain't just a jackass. Chandal Mondi, I know you don't like me when I call that woman out for some reason, but Camille Robinson Regis is a bandit. That woman have no business in any part of this country's government. And Keith Christopher, stinking, disgusting, criminal co-conspirator Rowley, your partner in crime, your leader, Michael Kwamena, call Keith Rowley and ask him why to this day Keith Rowley has not asked Camille Robinson Regis for a source of funds for the bag of money she went to deposit in the bank. But he appoints she in the people government. And, Mr. Speaker, the buck stops with me. Remember that bullshit? When they were swearing him in, you had to know he was a jackass. Me thinks thou dost protest too much. But this is a nation where to wake the people up, you have to shake the people up. I realize that. There are people coming from the PNM and the UNC, oh gosh, we will support you all, but tell your leader tone down now. Every time you all say that, I get more vocal. Because I understand, Kamala can't stand up and talk. Kamala could come and stunt and script and dazzle, throw some pixie dust and some glitter and make you feel, oh God, let me give Kamala a chance again. And last time she was distracted. 5 years, she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. You'll keep not ready now. But you who listening have a responsibility to tell those around you who talking bullshit about they supporting yellow and unsteady or red and ready, or they waiting to come and get involved and get their toe wet. Tell them, miss all away with your bullshit. Because for the first time in the history of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the people have a real champion. Next week, Saturday, the 14th of April, I have called a meeting with all of the members and all of the public, anybody who would like to come. It is called open air, open mic, one-on-one. Anybody who have anything to ask or anything to say, come there live. And it will be broadcast live for as long as you all want to talk. So if we reach the wee hours of the morning, we will talk. And as long as I have a voice, I will answer. The people of Trinidad and Tobago need to wake to hell up with what is going on. The courts is being used to silence people from speaking out because of the lack, the dearth, the complete absence of any state organizations to bring these guilty to justice. There is a class of business people in Trinidad and Tobago that has finance that the banks cannot explain, that are opening branches at a rate no other class of people in Trinidad and Tobago can open. That has to be answered for. You have a central bank and a Ministry of Finance whose job it is to steward the economy. If for any reason we have people with alternate sources of income, if the Mexican drug cartels are sending US currency packed in motor vehicle parts and plywood for people to open business and launder drug money, somebody have to say. Because while they're driving down the road in the Porsche Cayenne and the Mercedes Benz and the BMW 9299, they're destroying the country and they are causing the crime at the bottom. Because you cannot sow seeds of discord and destruction and it not reverberate through society. And all of that have to be answered for. I still want to know how they're doing it. And the government had a responsibility to ask that question under Rowley, under Kamala, under Manning, under Pandey. Put Phillip Edward Alexander and the PEP there, and we will ask the question. It is time, it is way past time that we stopped playing the fool with this country. State organizations have been used to launder money, to launder criminal money. Real estate market in Trinidad and Tobago is completely overpriced because there are people in this country that owns hundreds of properties and can't explain why. Massive business in this nation is renting speaker. You get into the renting speaker and amp and speaker box business, and you're a billionaire. That is the next business that Bill Gates, if he knew, might have been in. Because in Trinidad and Tobago, you could become a billionaire renting speaker. But all you have to do is line with them jackasses that people voted into parliament. And them people ain't touching you. They want to know how the police allow the circus in Sharon funeral to take place. Friend, all them police should be suspended and investigated. All. We at that point in the shit. We at that point in the shit in this country. And if y'all are not waking up, then y'all get yourselves ready for the coming storm. Venezuela, they learn tricks. They learn how to trap rat and entice cat and dog. And they learn how to season it up that it tastes like pork, maybe chicken. Tell your children. This cassava stringy, don't worry, no man. Eat the man. This is a country that is being destroyed from within by its governments, its professional class, its business community. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, the masses, the mass majority, like jackasses, have allowed themselves to be divided into who here kinky and who here smelling like coconut oil. And that is the bullshit I have to encounter while trying to tell people that to end the crime in Trinidad and Tobago, we need a social development master plan that brings all of the people who are below the poverty line above it. You have no choice. You cannot not do it. If you continue to ignore it, you ignore it to our collective peril. And burglar alarm and burglar insecurity, God will have to continue to be a growth industry in Trinidad and Tobago, because we live in a nation where people laugh and joke and say, a security guard is a bandit with a work. We live in a country where if you do not take care of all of the people will take care of themselves. There's an African proverb that says, if you do not include the young in the village, they will burn it down to feel its warmth. We have all of the examples of history, all of it. It is available to us. Stop being distracted by foolishness. Kamala is not trying to lead the Indian people to paradise. Rowley is not trying to do it for the blacks. There is no paradise for y'all under the PNM and the UNC. All there is advantage. Exchange your vote for drama. Now we again. You're getting drama. Rumpaman and the girls. Roma girl and she phones. Call him. Where call him? Where call him? Call him missing. Anytime you see call him missing, and Trinidad buying boats, somebody put your eye on the treasury. Somebody put your eye on the treasury, because there's a man that buy pirogue that sink for hundreds of millions of dollars. Give his partner in Shagaramas the contract to fix them. Over and over and over. Somebody called me today on the phone and said, Phillip, explain to me how Apsara and Tamnak tied thief that 41 million. I said, talk to the people who was at the board of National Insurance Property Development Company, who authorized $39 million to buy a soft loan from somebody, a property at 10 times the value. 10 times the value. You know what they buy? The potential value. The real bullet there. The building that they are worth 4 million. But if we break it down and put up a 20-story building, it will be worth 40 million. So let's value it at 40 million. And we take that normal, $40 million gone. You can't get Panadol. Somebody send me a list of what the hospitals give you. If you're coming for surgery, walk with these things. You ever hear a joke when I used to smoke, and somebody walk up to you and ask you for a cigarette and a light. You used to say, well, all you walk with is the habit. The hospital, all they're providing is the doctor. That's all. For the $5 billion for your $5,000 this year, all the government and the hospital providing is the doctor. You have to walk with everything. Don't walk with it now. Don't walk with bed sheet. Don't walk with that. Don't complain if your loved one reach home with lice. Don't complain. But I am beyond. Listen, you will see when you message me that I see the message. There are hundreds, and I look and I see. If I could respond, I will. Chances are 99% of the time I won't. It is not that I did not see. But the sphere of support that I can give you right now is this. Raise the issue in the public space. You yourself, when you see that I see the message and don't respond, the first thing I want you to do is check yourself. Now that you've come to me with a problem that affects you alone personally, I want you to check yourself and see where you were on all of the other issues that I have been raising for the past decades. When did you put yourself out of your comfort zone to try and help another? Because now, that's what you're asking me to do. It always starts, Phil. I know you're busy, eh? Yes, I am. Tremendously so. There was a Progressive Empowerment Party meeting today and I went it and I couldn't stay. I was exhausted. I just had to leave. I don't have the time for bullshit anymore. If you're sending me a message, open it like this. Phil, remember when I was with you? When we went and we championed for the poor or the homeless or the orphans? Remember when I was there with you when we marched for the Children's Authority or the Dangerous Dog? Or when we was there with the disabled and you was fighting to get them disabled parking spots outside the groceries? Remember I was there with you? Start so. Start so. Because now that the wolf reach your door, don't find me. I am not a national resource. I just try to help. And my sphere of influence would have been greatly enhanced if you had joined. If you had put yourself out, just one weekend from DDI, just one Friday night, miss a grind down party. Just one paycheck. Instead of setting aside money for Carib and Angostura. Say, look at $1,000. Put that towards one of them causes. Because as the place collapses, my inbox is getting bombarded. And I know it is because you know. Months ago, my first question always would be, have you spoken to your member of parliament? The response always comes back, my member of parliament is a jackass. So then I want to ask you this. How did he or she get there? How did that jackass get there? How are they allowed to stay there? Do you need me to come and march in your constituency? When people call me or message me to tell me about the school and the system in the school, I ask, are you on the PTA? No, well, it starts there. Because on the PTA, you have a voice. On the PTA, with the other parents, together with the teachers, because chances are, if it is an issue that affects all the children, it affects the teachers. And if it affects the children and the teachers, it's affecting the parents. And if it's affecting the parents, the children, and the teachers, we could deal with it. But if you just want to swing, and when a problem come up, look for a champion, wrong nigga. Wrong nigga. And I want you to understand why. This country didn't get like this without the jackasses and the sufferers tolerating it. For every fool willing to defend Stark and his bullshit and the shit that he and they live in, without telling him, boy, misreach your bullshit, we need to stand up against the nonsense that have gone on in this country for the past 56 years that have everybody suffering. But this is a new, different dispensation. I take my sabbatical and I thought it through. And I realized I do have a role to play. When Diana Kelly said, if you think that empowering and educating is more important than winning, you're wrong. I had to think about that. Somebody else said today, and I had to tell them, I am not interested in lying to the people. I don't care what you think about me. You could vex, you could dislike me, you could bad talk me. You cannot escape the knowledge. You could never say anymore, I did not know. And that's all I'm here to do. You have the sense of personal awareness and social understanding that makes you realize, wait now, if that jackass willing to go up against all of that in society, maybe that's the champion we need. But I ain't begging for your vote. If you could be influenced by Stark or Marcia Braveboy or Inchan Ishmael, I want your vote. Because to be honest, and don't take this the wrong way, anybody who could be influenced by them shouldn't be voting, shouldn't be breeding. Don't make no chance. Enjoy your life. Don't pass them genes on. Because if madass Marcia Braveboy, stunting jackass Safara Stark, or this goon from Goontown in Chanishmel is your source of knowledge, is your guide for the most important decision that you make. Because when somebody tell me, you know, boy Phil, somebody tell me the Jim, he is the CEO of a state organization. He say, no, boy Phil, I'm politically neutral. That is like saying, if I reach face to face with a lion in the jungle, my lack of interest in eating him will motivate him to not eat me. The shit does not work that way. When you tell me you're not into politics, what you're saying is, I am not into having a say about the security of myself and my loved ones. I am not interested in having a discussion on the value of the money in my pocket or how hard I have to work to be able to afford a loaf of bread. You do not want a say on government passing a law that gives them the authority through taxation to seize your property. You do not want to have a say in how your loved ones are treated in public health and public education. And you don't care about the price of food. That's what I really not into politics means. That's what it means. So, no problem. But don't complain. Because complaining without getting involved politically is like rocking in a rocking chair. It's a feeling of motion, but it gets you nowhere. The only way to affect how much US is available to everybody, equitably, equally, proportionally, is to have a say politically. The big boys wine and dine the parliamentarians. The parliamentarians are puppets on strings. So the big boys have access to phone calls that you don't. You don't. I told all of the black people in Diego Martin, when Keith Rowley went to talk to Goodwood Park, he and Stuart Young brought some rattan chairs, some nice cushions, fans, security, and they had a sit-down conversation with Goodwood Park. But when they came to talk to you, the masses, they put up a stage by Acton Court and call all you out, come down! Come, let me shout at all you! And let me scream about Kamala! Because all Kamala have to do is scream about Rowley. And we have to go home and judge, well, she said he's a rapist, but he said she's a drunk. I wonder. This is the most important decision that we could make collectively. Should we vote for a drunk or a rapist? And this is your politics. And you can't tell me you're stupid. Listen, I deal with everybody, from the lowest to the highest. The man in charge of all the window wipers by Westmall is my good partner. I know him since he's a baby boy. I talk to everybody. And there's one thing I want you to understand clear. I understand clear. All Trini is bright. I don't care how much degrees you have. All Trini bright. If you're not involved politically, you are a lazy son of a bitch. And you look for what you get. And I will say that without fear of contradiction. Because the truth of the matter is, the Progressive Empowerment Party, my temperament and my delivery, my style of talking to you, cannot affect your vote as much as the history of this country. And if it does, you're a jackass. You deserve what you get. You deserve it. And I am no longer my friends list on Facebook. I have about 25,000 followers, but my friends list, the people who get notification and who get to interact, I don't know what the advantage is stuck at 5,000. Starting tonight, I am culling the jackasses. I am not arguing anymore. If the politics is personal for you, and you vex because I call Kamala Darumai, don't vote for me. Don't vote for me. If you vex because I'm exposing the madness that takes place in this country, this guise as government, in the parliament, the cabinet, don't vote for me. Without fear, I tell you that. If you can be influenced by paid jackasses who are paid to talk shit, if shit talk could influence your vote against a political party that comes to you and tells you to fix crime in this country, you need a social development master plan, close the borders, unstuff the containers on the port, clean up the police service, put a bounty on the illegal guns, and make sure everybody have a job. That is a sentence. It may be run on. Basil Paris, BC Paris will tell me, Phil, you need some commas. But I just told you how it should be fixed. You could say, why didn't Keith, Kamala, Pandey, or Manning secure the borders? Why didn't Keith, Kamala, Manning, or Pandey unstuff the containers? Why didn't Keith, Kamala, Manning, or Pandey fix the police service? Why didn't Keith, Kamala, Manning, or Pandey give us a social development master plan? Why didn't Keith, Kamala, Manning, or Pandey put a bounty on the illegal guns? Why didn't Keith, Kamala, Manning, or Pandey make sure that everybody have a job? You see, that is the conversation that you're supposed to have. If you're having conversation because Phillip like to cuss and Phillip like to call people jackass and say you're talking bullshit, and if that is affecting your vote, then you want what is going on in Trinidad and Tobago. Deep in the secret recesses of your heart, you like things how they are. You want it to continue just so. We live in a country now where we have reached so lawless. Don't stand up. Choose your battles, you know. I driving down the street today with Ernst and Young and Trotters, and a man park up outside Trotters, facing the wrong way, jump in his van and just drive in front of me and gone. My choices then was hit him or stop. That was my choices. And unlike the police car that went on speeding and crashing into the wall, I just stopped. Now, of course, the mad blood rushed up in my head and I tell him I call him he's an asshole. And he watched me and I watch you. You know that look you how to give people when they bad drive. You're like, I just send you to hell. I just wasted my time, wasting my own energy, raising my own blood pressure because it ain't do nothing. And I'm trying to learn that. But we've become that lawless. We become that lawless. We reach a place in society where every minute of every day, at every crossroad, you have to decide. Tell your children, you know, especially your boy children. At every point in the day, you are going to arrive at confrontations unplanned that could give you a choice of what you're going to do with the rest of your life, if at all. Because a man could bounce you and you could push him and he could shoot you. This is Trinidad. And you have to decide. In that minute, that bounce with a bullet, I think we had to get to a place where if somebody bounce you, you apologize. Sorry, brother, I wasn't looking where you was going. Because it lawless. And again, the hundreds of people that reach me for help realize the government are helping. The media are helping. Asha Javid have Adita Dionarine story, Adita and Rolf Balgobin. Asha Javid, because I have emails from Asha and WhatsApp texts from Asha admitting that she has had all of this information for years. But it's not part of the media's agenda to expose who was then a senator. Well, look where we reach. Well. The Royal Imperial Majestic Banana Republic of do what the hell you like land. Because you could get away with it. With the right string, you could kill a story. With the right string, Suniti Maharaj will tell Asha Javid, we're not following that. Or Kamini Maharaj will tell them, no, squash that. get what you're doing in this one. And you who say, Phil, are not political. You know what you're saying? I'll settle for PNM or UNC government again. Because your vote is going to make the difference. And if your vote doesn't make a difference for you, you will end up with, either by your direct vote or by your failure to get involved, a next piece of madness like what is going on. These fellas thieving hand over fist now, you know. The PNM financiers not even trying to hide, you know. Them fellas out liming, boasting about what they're getting away with, you know. Boasting that there are nobody in this country. We own everything, brother. Once in government, you in charge, you king, your GT. UNC pay Marcia Brave Boy to say that Edmund Dillon was convicted last week. Today, the truth came out. So I had to tell 10,000 people when they WhatsApp me the bullshit Brave Boy report. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news. Any Marcia Brave Boy puts out fake news. UNC propaganda, fake news. Now, I don't want to be defending Edmund Dillon, who I think is a shit snake and a son of a bitch, and who should have been fired when he announced to the nation in 2017 that 57 of our women were trafficked. And he didn't say how he knew that. And he didn't call their names. And he didn't say where or what was being done to bring them back. But he admitted in the parliament that 57 of our women were trafficked. And Womantra, and Asha Javid, and Giggly Hema, none of them asked the question. Mr. Minister, that is a definite number. 57. How do you know that for sure? Who are these 57 women? What are the facts that you have that says that they've been trafficked? Because if he lied to the parliament. He's supposed to lose his parliamentary privileges. You see how this thing works? Phillip, we can't do that until we amend the constitution. That is Bastio Pandey and his bullshit. Bastio Pandey, who trying to play relevant after he squandered his 5 years playing jam toti for butternut with Steve and Ish and Brian and Lawrence Dupree and Gillette. Come back now trying to be relevant. He had the opportunity to fix what needed to fix. And he didn't fix it then. Kamala had a special majority. She could have fixed everything. She didn't fix it then. Rowley is the prime minister, operator of the legislative agenda. He sets the tone of when, how, where, what is discussed. And we not discussing those things. We yet to have a government that goes into parliament and say, Mr. Speaker or Madam Speaker, we are here today to pass a law as to how we will appoint a police commissioner going forward. And we are not leaving until that law is a law. So everybody, settle in. We have El Pecos on speed dial. Choose from the menu. We here. You see, that's how you have to fix this country. And that is what you are supposed to do. Demand that of Rowley. Demand it of Kamala. Tell both of them when they come to stunt by you, miss me with your bullshit. Tell me where is the legislative agenda. Kamala, don't wait for a vote of no confidence when you think that your political hand is strong. People are dying. People are going missing. Stand up, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, point of urgent national order. You're not into that. Fool we. Waste we time. Piss on we back. Tell we that it's raining falling. Where we are. Somebody chanting to we.
Somebody promising jobs for all. Some renting front to make other people born. But somebody promising more police cars.
you're going and damn well pay.
But somebody promising a human right, while somebody threatening
to put out your lights.
The more tree full with little Trinidad boys, a bullet start to whine and put an end to the joy. Now they're lying cold for
The mother come on, the Nike gone, the gold teeth gone.
They want their pocket full with blue silk.
They want the statue drinking full cream milk.
The little red silk is not their true friend.
The blue silk have 2 extra knot on the end.
So a tag on the toes, now they take it to hell.
And look where we reach. Well.
You're a madman born. As he spread out on the wall, he said, this is it, I've been hit.
No time to quit.
Chant of a madman, with his tail from a strange land. The chant of the madman
Is we only solution. David rather tell you 10 years ago, a time will come when you have to know. You have to either stand up or lie down. You can't pretend anymore that you didn't know it was coming. All of you knew. All of you knew. Every single one of you know every single bandit in this country. We know every criminal. We know all those who have business fronted for drug trafficking and money laundering. We know. We just talk about it. But you know where we reach? We get so lazy that if you are a successful bandit, friend that, we's your friend. We have no ethics and no integrity anymore. We don't care about morality. You have money, we's your friend. Like we now, we will like you back. Make sure some of that break off and fall on we. And that is the bullshit of this country. Because at the end of the day, I had to tell you over and over and over and over. You could not have ended with jackasses as governments if we didn't vote for jackasses. And don't tell me we didn't have choice before. Because the UE and the UTT spitting out degree holders every day. So why none of them has stand up yet? Why before our 21 policies at a glance, which is not the end all be all, you know. It is just a taste. It is the flirt. But the 21 policies at a glance that rocked the vampire system because it said people now know that the thing could fix. It could fix. Everything could fix. They lied to we. It could fix. You could fix healthcare, you could fix education, everybody could own a home. The minimum wage could become a living wage. We could diversify the economy and clean up the Beaton, Mova, Lavantel and Silots. We could make sure Bagatelle, La Puerta, Rich Plain, Covin, Never Dirty, Cocorit, Scorpion, Abbey Pujard, Big Yard. We could make sure all of them have a chance at a proper life. And back at their enterprise, we could bring all of them into the national family and like a rising tide, raise all boats. Stuarty, I hear quoting my Stuart, yo. I hear using my quote. No problem, brother, I didn't write it. Feel free to use it. All it tells us is that you're not paying attention real close. But if you're listening, what you ain't doing? I was training in the gym with some of Stuart young partners. At the start of the thing, they used to tell me, boy, Phil, you're jamming Stuart hard, boy. You're jamming Stuart too hard, boy, Phil. Phil. And they used to come and tell me Stuart responses. Stuart said, they're trying. And those same people now, cussing Stuart. Cussing him. Don't even try to fool we. We see you on bullshit now. I just see it earlier. Next week, Saturday, the 14th of April, mark your calendar. We're going to talk, open mic, open air, one-on-one. I want to see you come out in your thousands. Let us have a national conversation. We will broadcast it live for the whole world to see. Come and tell them what you're dealing with. Come and tell them the pressure you're facing. Come, let Trinidad hear you. Next week, Saturday.
Your vote will decide our destiny. Your vote will decide what you want to be. Your vote can foretell our country's fate. But use it well
before it's too late.
If it is that who you're voting, fail the other doubt.
When you're voting,
Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is they prove it to be your people amount. When you're voting, vote them out. Vote them out. If it is the time is now that
change must come about. If you don't want to be Somalia, if you don't want to be Venezuela, if you don't want to be haty.
Just as how you put them in, put them out. Register and put them out. If they don't see, put them out. Stick your finger and put them out. Show them no mercy, put them out. Put them out with total skull and utter disdain. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power.
Terminate the rain.
Let's put our country together again.
This coming Saturday, we in Couva. Dave Lux, what is the address in Couva? Post it on the wall right now for me to see. This coming Saturday from 6 p.m. we in Couva live. This Saturday, 6 p.m. we in Couva. Next week Saturday we in 19 Stanmore Avenue open mic. Dave Lux are waiting on the address for Couva. It'll be on the thread. Any of the members on the thread, put up the address for the Couva meeting, please. We will be 6 o'clock this Saturday. We're in Couva. Next week, Saturday, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Come out in your numbers. This is for you. This is yours. This is your chance at a change. This is your chance at a real government. Come and be involved in a national conversation and reverberating from pillar to post. Let them hear that we the people are no longer interested in being taken advantage of. We are no longer interested in exchanging our votes for nothing in return. We want government that delivers. We want a parliament that serves. If we cannot get that, we don't want this. We don't want what is going on. Tell Kamala when she called her Monday night meeting, you lie. You lie because you didn't do it when you was there and you had 5 years and a special majority. You lie. You spent $350 billion. You lie. You didn't give me nothing. You tie me up with the Chinese for the next 30 years to be paying $5 billion for hospital we don't need. You lie. Tell Kamala on Monday night when she called she Monday night forum, Kamala, you lie. Tell Rowley, miss me with your bullshit. Because while Tobagonians suffering and sleeping on cold hard ground in the airport and on the port, you knocking ball and liming in Tobago. How you get there? How you get there? You'll have no interest whatsoever in actually serving it. I grew up in a family where it says family eat last. When you have scarce resources and you have people over for dinner, family eat last. But not these jackasses. Them there to gorge, full up their belly and burp, unbutton their pants, have gravy run down the arm, tell people, oh God, last night I couldn't move, I tell I couldn't move, and keep Christopher stinking dirty Rowleys on your Prime Minister. When you wake up tomorrow morning, your borders open, guns and drugs running, human trafficking happening, and keep stinking dirty Rowleys your Prime Minister. Tomorrow morning when you wake up, education failing, bullies bullying, children getting molested in the school, and keep Christopher dirty stinking Rowley as your Prime Minister. When you wake up tomorrow, people lying down in the hospital on piss bed who get lucky enough to get a bed. The service, they have no service for all inside of there anymore. And keep Christopher stinking dirty Rowley is your Prime Minister. Farmland getting handed out like jub to partners. Build your strip mall, build your cineplex. Nothing for farmers to actually grow food. And keep Christopher stinking dirty Rowley is your Prime Minister. That bandit clan, that whole gang of criminals, the PNM, that racist cancer is your government. When you wake up tomorrow morning, still tell yourself, as bad as anybody else have it, Keith Rowley is we Prime Minister. Voting them in, and it's only tears as soon as they win. They give you big words and enslave your soul, promising you roads
and giving potholes. If they are the reason why the economy goes sprout, when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out. If it is the passing laws
that them alone can float,
when you're voting,
east, west, north, and south. Just as how you vote them in.
Register and totally
Vote them out.
say no finger and
Vote them out.
rescue the country.
Vote them out.
Vote them out with tempo.
And joyous refrain.
Let's put our country together again. Vote them out with calypso and joyous refrain. Let's put our country together again.
Half the Red House construction staff speaking Spanish. If you are based outside of Trinidad and Tobago but you would like to be involved in the Progressive Empowerment Party, the head of all foreign chapters and especially the New York City chapter is Ali G. She is always on the threads and you can find her on my friends list. It's a matter of scrolling and finding because all my information open to the public. If you need to get in touch with Ali G, send me a quick message with your name, your email and your phone number so I could forward it to her. At the end of the day, anything to do with any of the international chapters comes under her purview. In Toronto, we have Anil Maraj, Marissa Bash, Naz Gafur and the crew. In Florida, we have Carla Jean, Japol Nathaniel and Abigail Senanan. The director of PEP Media is Anthony Defoe. If you want to get involved in any of our shows, we do Frontline and now we have the 411. And we're getting into other areas of media. The director is Anthony Defoe. If you have any skill sets and you would like to get involved in PEP Media, we are launching PEP Radio shortly. Reach out to Anthony Defoe. Our head of marketing and our head of security is Dave Lux. Our events coordinator, chairman, Deputy Jaikaran. Deputy Political Leader, National Security Advisor, Dilwood Braffett, Chairman of the Party, Felicia Holder, Treasurer of the Party, Giselle Jordan Young, PRO, Janice Leamon Creaky, Head of the Advisory Council, Kenneth Luke, Head of Membership, Limoy Chen, Head of Organization, she coordinates all of the organizations and the unions and the teams, and if any of you have an organization what is the name of the organization for the elders or the young people? If you have any kind of union or any kind of association that you would like to talk to the Progressive Empowerment Party and have a meeting between your members and us, reach out to Lima McLeod Wilkinson. She's in charge of that. Maya Khan is in charge of all our social and digital media. Misty Autumn Days, our research officer. Richard Blaze is also a national security advisor. Rohan San is in charge of our website, peptt.com. Ryan Chinsang, interim youth leader. Sarah Nabi, head of social development. Satish Ramsaran is our interim finance officer. Shannon Melissa handles our outdoor advertising. Shari Wilson is party organizer. Shizel Ramjit is head of the women's arm. Sean Sunarayan is deputy political leader, and Usha Debidin works also as part of the membership team. That is just a list of some of the people to let all of those who think that this is a one-man show wake up and smell the coffee. The Progressive Empowerment Party is a fully formed, functional organization. We are on the ground in 39 constituencies and working to get to 41. We are building out. If you would like to serve at the constituency level and help to build your constituency, reach out to Shari Wilson. If you would like to be a candidate for your constituency in any upcoming election, reach out to Shari Wilson so that we could screen you and put you on a short list. All of our candidates will be debuting them now and introducing them to their constituencies well before elections so they can start to work on the ground now, and you'll get to know them and they will get to know you. Yeah?
If their policy is a fallacy, bureaucracy, a catastrophe, if they cannot cope and you see it so, then your only hope
It's for them to go.
if it is fabrication, these statements
That they spout,
when you're voting,
vote them out.
if it is that frustration does make you want to shout when you're voting, vote them out, vote them out.
out, sell out, and digs out. Register and vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out.
Vote them out in Scarborough and in Port of Spain. Let's put our country together again. Vote them out in Comodo and in Laramie. Let's put our country together again. People must come first.
Citizens by right. None of we here was yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show.
When you're voting, vote them out.
If it is that avarice,
Is all they seem to know. Avarice is greed.
when you're voting,
Vote them out.
if it is
Their politics is just a puppy show. When election day come, all mandates must move. Register. Join the party. Stand up for democracy. Be a soldier for decency. Safety and tea.
totals come and under the state. Let's put our country together again. Put them out of power.
Terminate their reign.
Let's put our country together again.
This Saturday in Couva are walking with pink slips. This Saturday in Couva are coming to fire them. This Saturday in Couva are coming to tell you why you have to fire Camille Robinson Regis and are walking with her pink slip. This Saturday in Couva are walking with Calm Imbert pink slip. We're going to read the Riot Act to Trinidad and Tobago. This Saturday I will tell you why Shamfa and Rompama needed to be fired. We walking with the pink slip. We walking with Dylan pink slip. You get away? You didn't call in fraud partner. You can't be a minister of national security. Who the hell you securing? We coming to fire all of them. You have to be there. Register and say aye. When we say all in favor, aye. Do you think that we should fire Kamala? Aye. Do you think we should fire Rowley? Aye. Come and stand up there and add your voice. Let them hear you from Toko to Charlottesville. Let them hear you on all sides of the Twin Island of Trinidad and Tobago. Make your voices heard. We, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, it is time for us to say enough. Enough. You've had 56 years and $3 trillion. The nation is in debt. We are a failed nation, a third world banana republic. And we are tired of being embarrassed and humiliated. You are taking us down a dark and dangerous road, one that we may never recover from. The people of Trinidad and Tobago, act in your best interest now. Save yourself now. Save yourself now. This is the time. We have one opportunity, and it is now. Saturday, 6 o'clock, we in Couva. Next week, Saturday, open mic live for the world to hear. All of your contribution. Come and be a part of that. The Progressive Empowerment Party is the fastest growing political organization in this country's history. peptrinbago@gmail.com, email address, peptt.com, website, pep app, PEP, free app, download on all of the app sites. 347-4PEP, that's the hotline. Mark it down, remember it. Pep Media, Tony Defoe launched email address, and I think it is real-media@peptt.com. I think that's it. I want to confirm it, but real-media@peptt.com. What he is doing, because he is now going on the road and taking up causes publicly. And if you have any news or any information that you want to share with us, email it there. And if you want to be a PEP reporter, you can go to the scene and bring the report, send us the video, and you'll be included in the next episode of the 411. So, I think that's it. There's nothing more to add. The Canadian faction, the Canadian chapter, they are having a dinner and dance. Marissa Bash keeps sharing that information, and those of you who are based in Toronto or environs, you should come and be a part of that. I understand it is going to be nice. Yeah? So, until tomorrow. Tomorrow at 11 o'clock, I will be on 104.7 as usual with Robert Amar. And we're going to be dealing with some very serious issues. Tomorrow night, Frontline, Janice Leamon Cricky and Chairman Felicia Holder are interviewing a young lady who is in charge of mothers in Trinidad and Tobago, Single Mothers Association. And she's coming to tell you all tomorrow night at 8 o'clock on Frontline the harrowing hardships that young single mothers in this country face. Of course, the following Thursday, they will have a gentleman from the Single Fathers Association so that you will have balance and you'll be able to look and see and ask the same question I ask when I hear it all the time. Where is the social development and management master plan in this country? We need a government that understands if you put people first, you will fix the entire country. And we're getting there. Until I see you tomorrow, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.